Hey everyone. This is gonna kind of be a channel update and kind of also a update coming off the last one of these kinds of videos from a week or so ago. And just generally some other stuff that I wanted to talk about with the channel. So, first things first, went to the hospital again, after the last visit, got an MRI and some other stuff, and I have officially had a stroke. Not recently, this was years ago now, so what's done is done, and there's no real doing anything for or about it. But, yeah, it explains a lot of my memory issues and my inability to recall names and a bunch of other stuff that I have had issues with, as well as some other things. So, it's kind of interesting that that's the case. So, yeah, I'm gonna have more information on it. Like, I haven't gotten everything from the doctors yet. It was just a cursory look at the MRI, and they were like, yeah, no, you definitely had one. It wasn't like a major stroke, it was a mini stroke, but it was enough to do some damage to my temporal lobes. So I've got a bunch of literature from the doctor that I'm reading up on and figuring out. But yeah, so that's that. When you hear me have a hard time coming up with, like, names or something for what I'm talking about, that's why. Don't really know what this means for the future for myself, because since it's so old, they can't really get the cause of it, so I don't know if it was from a head injury that was I had gotten like a couple years prior to that, which had caused a clot, and then eventually that clot moved, or if it was something else, or none of those things, and it was like something else entirely that we hadn't thought of while talking about it. I don't know. So without that information, there's no knowing if I'm going to have another one in the future. So that's kind of a scary thing that I'm dealing with right now. Yeah. But that also leads me to this channel and what I want to do with it, and what I'm planning on doing with it, and what I've started doing. So, this isn't really going to take effect for a while, because, well, you'll see when you'll understand when I say things. I want to get back to what I used to do, because when I first started this thing up, and over the years, like, I used to just kind of play whatever irrelevant bullshit I felt like, and if I just happened to be playing a game, I'd go, or happened to be starting a game, I'd just go, I'll record this, whatever. And recently, I'd say over, like, the last year or so, I kinda lost that, and instead spent a lot of time, I don't know, chasing new stuff, because I thought that would help me grow the channel, and that's just... I'm gonna be super frank in this video, so yeah, I'm gonna be very blunt about things. I'm not a funny person. I'm not really. I'm okay with that. That's just not my personality. Like, I get called emotionless a lot by people, and it's kind of a problem, but I'm just not a person who outwardly expresses emotion very well. I internally feel a lot of things, and in a lot of ways and stuff, but I'm not the kind of person who screams and shouts and has a quick quip about everything, and even if I do, I typically keep it to myself, because, well, why wouldn't I? My camera keeps zooming in and out, and it's driving me nuts, but I don't want to turn off my camera mod. I I'm just not that type of person, which means that I'm not the type of person that holds people's attention for very long, and I'm not a big draw. So, yeah, I mean, I've kind of resigned to this channel not ever making any kind of a impact or growing much. I mean, not to say that it hasn't. Like, it did a lot in the last year. Like, last year was huge. I, like, doubled how many subscribers there are, but at the same time, a lot of people say, oh, hey, I don't watch many, or I don't watch any of your videos. I've been subscribed for a long time, but I haven't watched any of them. And it's like, I don't want that. Like, I would rather have, like, 10 subscribers who actually watch the stuff I put up than 320 and only 10 of them do, you know? Like, the number doesn't mean anything if I'm not interacting with the people on the other end, which, like, is the whole point of me doing this. So, I don't know, like, while I appreciate that kind of stuff, it's also kind of like a gut punch of, oh, well, thanks for subscribing, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's, feels weird. But I've kind of accepted the fact that the channel's never going to grow probably past what it is now, and if it does, it's not going to be on the back of my personality. That's just not the person I am. I recorded the Tuesday's Indie Bin is a Hitchhiker First Ride, which, fantastic game. I think I said maybe 30 words in the entire half-hour video, because I was enjoying the narrative it had, and I didn't want to interrupt it, and oh, I didn't mean to click that. That's kind of what I used to do with games, where in my head when I started this whole thing, I didn't want me to overtake the game. And I know a lot of places, like Giant Bomb is one of those things where I watch all of their stuff not because of the game they're playing, because I couldn't care less about half of them, but I care about the personalities there. I am just not a personality that people enjoy in that way, or much at all. But it's one of those things where I'd rather showcase games in a way and hope that people will go buy them, or if they're free, play them, or just show off things I find that are cool and weird and fun, you know? And I mean also, like, play World of Warcraft, because that's the game that I have probably I would say I have a single-digit percentage of my life in this game at this point, which is no small feat. Like, we humans on average spend a third of their lives asleep. Like, that's 33%. But I mean, like, if I live to 100 and 1% of my life was spent playing World of Warcraft or something, like, that's still a very large amount. I'm not gonna live to be 100, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I have a large portion of my life put into this game, even if single digits sounds like small. But anyway, I just enjoy this game. I like playing WoW. I like playing ESO, which, like, I streamed a bunch of. I like just playing dumb games, and I also like finding weird things like Quiet City, which will be the next indie bin after Hitchhiker. Oh my god, what was that? That was a 6-minute video, and I still don't quite understand what I did, but it was fun, and it was weird. And I miss doing that kind of stuff. I miss hunting down, like, itch games and like, playing those. I don't want to chase the new thing anymore, because it's not who I am, and it's not what I want this channel to be, and it's not what I can financially afford to do. I got very lucky, and I wanted to do Senua's Sacrifice, and I will continue. It's not dead. It's just doing 4 LPs and the morning thing and attempting to bring the night thing back, and then weeklies, and also the new site, and everything else kind of was going to kill me, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait. So after Mafia and Dragon Ball, then Dendara and Senua will come back, and I'm going to go back and finish Owlboy, because everyone is starting to talk about Owlboy all of a sudden. Max was playing Owlboy on their stream, and Best Friends just put an Owlboy video up after like a year and a half of them talking about that game. Like, I found out about that game through that. Well, no, I knew about Owlboy back when it was like originally talked about, and then I forgot about that game and was reminded about it like 2.5 years ago by them, and they just did a video. But I want to go back to it, and I want to finish Little Nightmares, and I want to finish all the games that I have left unfinished on this channel. Partially because if I die, then there's at least a big catalog. It's honestly a thing that I kind of have to think about now. Like, 3 years ago, I had a stroke, and hey, what if that happens again and this time I don't live through it? Last time, I just had really bad migraines, and I spent like 2 weeks with blackouts and nosebleeds and stuff. And then it stopped, so I went, oh, okay. And I didn't really notice that, like, the left side of my body had less feeling in it and was less mobile than the right. Stuff that you just don't pay attention to that you probably should. Yeah. But it's kind of something on my mind now where I'm like, oh, hey, I might die. And I don't want to leave the channel in this weird state if I do, which is a weird thought. Like, the channel's like the one thing I have that I can leave and be like, alright, well, this is that. I actually gave my password and stuff to a friend of mine when I went to the hospital, into the ER last week, and was like, hey, in case something happens, so you can post a thing saying I died, so the channel's gonna not update anymore or something. These are things I think about. Mortality. Which that's great. It was just my birthday, and then, like, I find out that I, like, have all these health issues, and I'm like, oh. But anyway, that's not what this is about. But I'm gonna go back and I finish all the games that I haven't. Oh yeah, the Fall 2 as well, shit. God, I was trying to do 5 LPs at once, what was wrong with me? This is what I mean. Like, I started trying to chase what's new. I started Dendara, I started The Fall, I was doing Senua's Sacrifice, I was doing Dragon Ball, I was doing Mafia. Like, I was chasing too many things at once to try to find that magic thing that people will like. Because, for some reason, a small part of me was like, no, it's still 2011, I can play Amnesia and everyone will love my channel. No, it's not that anymore. Like, you have to have something that sticks out, and I don't. But I want to find weird games again. I want to get back to that. I want to get back to playing things that are irrelevant games on YouTube. Like, that's... The Best Friends have the hypest gameplay on YouTube. And I want the most irrelevant games. I want to go back and finish the Prince of Persia from 2008. Because, you know, people really are thinking about that game now. I want to go back and play, like... I have been thinking about doing a Let's Play of Tachyon the Fringe for about a year now. Because I picked it up on GOG like 2 years ago for like $2.50, and I love that game, and I played the hell out of it when I was little. And, well, I guess not little, it was over a decade ago though. It was like 12, 13 years ago. So yeah, I guess I was in my teens. I've been considering doing a Let's Play of that game for like a year, and I think I'm gonna do it once everything's caught up. Once I have everything, I think I'm going to do a thing of Tachyon the Fringe, because fuck it, why not? This is my channel, and that's a weird little game that I miss playing. So might as well. So yeah, look forward to that if you want to. But yeah, I don't know. I want to get back to the way I used to be for this. A lot of stuff over the last couple of years has really changed. Well, I changed for that stuff to try to better fit it, and it was dumb, and I shouldn't have, and I want to go back. So I'm going to, and hopefully you'll stick with me. And if you don't want to because it's weird, dumb games that don't matter, then I completely understand. But yeah, I'm still gonna do stuff like if another Night in the Woods comes out, then hell yes, I'm gonna play that. Like, I'm not gonna only play weird, dumb old games from my childhood or whatever. I still want to do okay, this is one of those things where my memory is bad, and I'm trying to recall a name right now, and I can't. There are a couple announced games that are coming up this year and early next year that are coming to PC that I very much am looking forward to. They're sequels to games that I've played and will very much enjoy doing it. I cannot remember the names right now. But I want to do stuff like I'll still do new stuff, but I want to do old stuff again, and instead of chasing something, just do my own thing. And if people want to watch, they'll watch, and if they don't, they won't. But yeah, that's my little ramble about that. So once some things get caught up, I'm gonna finish some other things, and then I'm gonna just kinda do my own thing. But there is something else I wanted to talk about. So I put up a video on it, just like a quick thing. I wanted a quick talk about the queer community, because I did that last time I did this, and I have now solidified things, and I am getting close to putting that thing to public. So, I don't know. I have it set up now. The site is pretty much built. I need to add an about page and a submission link, but I will do that. I'll do that later because it is already almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I need some sleep. But I am getting everything around. Oh, it's Friday. I can catch the bus. Oh, thank God. Sorry. I thought today was Saturday. Anyway, I'm getting things around. The 15th will be the official launch day, so any submissions that are in will be posted on the 15th. I mean, it's not one of those things where I'm going to stop taking submissions ever until I die or that site gets shut down because I can't afford it, which, if I can't afford it, that means I'm going to die anyway. I will be posting everything that is submitted to me at that point, that day, and after that, it will all be going, it'll all be going up. It'll all be going up and public, and everybody can search it and everything else. I need to go check on all the tags for the posts right now, as soon as I'm done with this, because I think I put tags on them all, so they'll be properly searchable, but I have to make sure. Sorry, I'm kind of doing a checklist in my head right now, because I'm now realizing that there may be more work than I had anticipated, and oh no. But I'll keep on task. Come on, Viz. I want to put out one last call for submissions. Like, if you make anything, it doesn't matter. Like, even if you think it's not anything that is considered making stuff, like, it's not, it's okay. Like, if you code, if you cook, if you make crafts, I have a friend who blows glass who I still need to get their submission, actually. I need to remind them to do that. I have a friend who blows glass. I have, like, friends who code, like, back-end for websites. I have friends who podcast. I have friends who live stream. I have it doesn't matter. If it is something that you make, doesn't matter the tools you use, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's something that you make in any way, you absolutely deserve an entry on the site. And it's one of those things where I don't need a ton from you, I don't need money, I don't need anything except like a blurb, some examples, and your links. And that's it. I'll do the rest. So if you make anything or you know any marginalized people, you don't. I really need to emphasize this as well. You don't have to be queer. The queer dot community was the URL I could afford and was available. I tried to get the Mogai. I tried to get the Mogai dot community. It doesn't. It says it's purchased, but you go there and it's just a DNS error, which means that somebody owns it and isn't even parking it. Or it just doesn't come up on Google's domain registrar, which I should have probably searched hover, but I don't use GoDaddy. But anyway, that's besides the point again. I want to add an entry for everybody who would feel okay having their submission. Doesn't matter, queer, POC, mentally ill, any marginalized people at all. Does not matter what. You absolutely deserve to have some form of a spotlight. Like, some form of something to show for other people to find you. And this is the one thing I can do. Like, I don't have a reach. I don't really have an audience. Like I said earlier, like, the number says 320, but, you know, like, maybe 5 to 10 watch stuff, and that's okay. Like, I adore those 10 people a lot, and I have become friends with quite a lot of them because that's the entire point of me making this. And that's also the point of me making the site, is like, I want this to be an actual community thing and have it be something where people can find each other and new content, new people who, like, queer-run Etsy stores or, you know, books or, like, anything, like, marginalized, like, POC writers or POC roleplayers looking for groups, like, anyone who is looking for marginalized creators of any kind. I want this to be a place, not the place, but a place that you can just go, like, search web comics or comics, and it'll show every webcomic and comic artist who has an entry, and you can go through and check out their work and read their stuff and drop them a line like on their site or something like that, or on their Twitter or Mastodon or whatever. Like, I want this to be a tool that people can use to find new stuff instead of just screaming white dudes on YouTube who throw out racial slurs and, like, are just generally shitty. Like, I want it to be, I want there to be something to elevate all of us above that. But yeah, I've gone on for almost a half hour, and I need to edit this before I sleep, and I need to sleep, so I'm gonna go. If you have a submission, there's the email, which is submission@thequeer.community, is down in the description. I will also put a link to the Tumblr post, because that has, like, complete information on it. There's also a video where I talk about everything in that as well, that went up yesterday or the day before. I don't remember now. Time is kind of weird for third shift workers, so time is convoluted here in Lordron. Yeah, that's all. Anyway, have a nice night, everybody, and I'll see you around. Bye.